Movie begins with an 18-years-old girl, Noah. She is ready to make a fresh start in London as her mother falls in love with a British man, William. Noah is hesitant, but doesn't have a choice. In her room, she declutters her stuff with her best friend, Haley. Noah hands Haley her car keys to take care of it. Her boyfriend, Dan, joins to bid her a farewell. Noah is confident for her long-distance relationship with him. Scene then opens in London. Noah already has a perception about Nick being a mean-spoiled kid. Her mom tells her she'll be meeting her stepbrother Nick at gala night. Noah is hesitant to live with a complete set of strangers. They arrive in a big mansion where her stepdad welcomes them. She takes a tour of her new luxurious home and a garage filled with the most expensive cars. She enters her new room with amaze and is flattered to see her new wardrobe. Through her window, she spots Nick having a fun time in pool. There seems to be some attraction in him. As she makes an eye contact with Nick, her mom comes in, asking if she's liking things here. They talk about a mysterious tragedy from which Noah is scared of, but her mother assures nothing can harm her here. While looking in the fridge, she is startled to find Nick standing. He introduces himself as Nicholas Leicester. Both pass harsh comments on each other, making their first meeting as bad as Noah expected. She goes to her room, voicemailing her boyfriend Da that she misses him and gets ready for the gala night. Nick passes a comment on her inappropriate dress, and everyone heads out for the night. As they arrive at the venue, Nick heads up front to get photographed, while Noah enters inside, clearly looking nervous. While drinking, she observes Noah dancing with his girlfriend, Anna. While listening to William's speech, a boy named Chili's signs Noah to meet him. He hands her a drink and befriends with her, telling Noah isn't as bad as she's expecting. He made his own app just at 17 and makes his own money. As it gets late, Nick takes Noah for a ride home. On their way, Noah apologizes for thinking Nick as a spoiled brat, but when she talks about Nick's mother, it angers him. He gets Noah out of his car in the middle of London Bridge. Noah's phone dies, so she just starts walking. Just after a while, Zach from Valet comes to give her a ride sent by Nick. She asks him to take her where Nick is partying. On their way, she is met by Tom, who spikes her drink. In the club, she sees Nick enjoying and throws a drink at him. Going back, Noah gets dizzy, so Nick asks her, where did she get the drink from? He finds out Tom gave her. Angry Nick punches him and takes Noah home. While laying Noah on her bed, he notices some bruises on her back and leaves. Next morning, she asks Nick if William knows what kind of friends he hangs around with. But Nick stops her and requesting Noah to keep out of his business. As Dan ignores Noah, she starts stalking Nick and his girlfriend Anna out of curiosity. She goes to Nick's room and snoops around his wardrobe when Nick appears, startling her. Embarrassed, Noah goes back to her room and gets an anonymous message. She opens pictures of Dan and Haley kissing behind her back. Noah is betrayed by her boyfriend and her best friend at the same time. At night, Nick is stopped by Noah to take him wherever he's going. They arrive at a racing space. Noah befriends a girl, Jenna, with her car's knowledge. Noah tells Jenna her dad was a racer and he taught her how to drive sports cars. Then she gets to meet Jenna's boyfriend, Lion. She tells everyone Noah's best friend shagged her boyfriend, so she should get revenge by doing the same. Jenna takes her to dance seductively with boys, but Nick takes her outside, asking if she really wants to take revenge. As Noah nods in yes. Nick leans forward to kiss her and takes a picture to send forward Dan. As Noah comes back, Jenna tells her gangster Ronnie and Nick are about to race, which Nick would never win. While everyone is betting, Noah steps in Nick's car for the race without anyone knowing. Race starts without Nick. Noah shows what moves she got from her racer dad. To everyone's surprise, Noah wins the race. Ronnie gets angry and punches Nick, starting a fight. Seeing violence, Noah starts having a panic attack. As Nick didn't race, Ronnie challenged him for a fight before everyone runs from the police. At home, Noah gets her kissing picture and sends it to Dan. Next morning, Noah gets a call from Dan, which she totally ignores. Noah and Nick start smiling at each other. Nick is staying over at some Maddie's tonight, so William tells him to take Noah with him too. Nick hands her the car keys to drive. As Noah starts to get jealous of this Maddie, he tells her it's his little sister. Noah sees a soft side of Nick as he plays with Maddie. Nick's mom left him when he was just 12. She used to be an alcoholic. She left them to get help and be better. In midnight, Nick comes back and Noah comforts him. Both start to get close to each other, and Nick opens up about his feelings to her. Bidding farewell to Maddie, Nick's mom warns him for the last time to not fight in the ring, otherwise he won't be able to see Maddie again. While watching a movie, Noah hears some footsteps. It's Dan, who was invited by Noah's mom. Dan apologized and wanted to start over. Next morning, while Dan tries to kiss Noah, Nick sees them and gives a side-eye to Noah. Dan finds out the kissing photo she sent was with Nick and laughs that can never work out. Noah barges in Nick's room and asks him to kiss on various parts of her body, which Nick do with no hesitance. She asks him to make Dan leave without hurting him. Nick offers Dan £1,500 to go back where he came from, to which Dan agrees happily. While going back, he reminds him it's actually sick, Nick fooling around with his stepsister. He punches Dan, leaving him with a broken nose. He brought Noah Dan's cloths to burn to feel light and getting over him. While Nick's gone, she read his messages from Lion. Location for his fight is dropped. She arrives there with Jenna. Lion has bet 20 grand on Nick. Ronnie arrives and the fight starts. When Nick barely took an upper hand on the fight, Noah goes away distracting Nick. Nick leaves the fight midway after her. Ronnie follows him, throwing him of the stairs. Dan takes his McLaren as compensation. In the pool, Noah tells him he did the right thing walking out of the fight. Underwater, they start to get naughty. Nick and Noah start spending good time with each other. She teaches him how to drive like a racer. Yet again, Noah wins effortlessly. At the gas station, they get attacked by Ronnie, barely making an escape. Next morning, they take a trip to Ibiza with Jenna and Lion. Lion asks him about his stitch with Noah, but Nick isn't sure, as it would get messy with Noah being his stepsister. Lion asks him to fight Ronnie and lose, otherwise Ronnie will always be after them. When Noah is approached by a random man, Nick punches him in front of everyone and walks away. He gets kicked out of the club. Noah gets angry as she hates violence because it triggers her past trauma from her abusive father. She goes back in club, leaving him. Both of them start to ignore each other. At Chile's party, Anna is irritated by Noah's presence, so decides to tease her with her minions. While Noah is searching for a bathroom, they push her in a storeroom and locks her in. While Noah is locked in, she starts getting flashbacks of her physical assault and a panic attack. Anna tells Nick to stay away from his stepsister as rumors sound nasty, but Nick shuts her up. He searches for Na and finds those minions locked her. He gets in the room and comforts her. Noah finally opens about her alcoholic dad who got on drugs. He physically abused, so she testified against him and put her dad in jail. Noah opens up about her feelings for Nick, and they share an intimate night. One night, on their garage car alarms, and guard finds Lion heavily injured in one of their car. Ambulance arrives to get Lion. William sends Noah and her mother to stay in a hotel for a few days to be safe. William introduces Nick to Detective Sato. Nick is shocked to find out the attacks they have been getting from Ronnie were actually from Noah's father, Travis McKay. He's out from jail and currently in England. He used Ronnie to do his dirty work. While in elevator, Ronnie joins Noah inside and she gets kidnapped by Travis. Finally, William gets the ransom call from Travis asking £1 million from him. Nick remembers his McLaren that Ronnie stole has a tracker, so he informs William and rushes to rescue Noah. As Nick arrives at Ronnie's hideout, Travis prepares to flee with Noah and Ronnie gets ready to deal with Nick. Ronnie attacks Noah and he faces off against Ronnie, resulting in Nick getting stabbed, but in the end, Nick knocks him down with a metal rod. Travis takes off with Noah and makes her drive. Despite his injury, Nick follows them. Trying to catch Noah, he remembers the only way he could get her is by a short cut. As Nick makes a short cut, he comes right in front of her speeding car, resulting in a crash. Nick gets badly injured and barely gets out alive. Surrounded by police, Travis have no escape, so he holds Noah hostage again, but Noah makes a run, pushing him. Knowing he is caught, Travis shoots himself. As Nick bleeds, she cries for help. Watching Nick struggle as he bleeds out unsettles her even more. However, despite his critical injuries, Nick manages to survive. His recovery marks a significant turning point, deepening his connection with Noah. Rather than allowing the turmoil to drive them apart, they cling to each other even more firmly. William and Ella have their suspicions that something might be happening between them, but they quickly dismiss the thought as it's too unlikely. Little do they realize, a revelation awaits them.